story stayed engraved in my memory forever. This man, he was old and he was from the 20s and he was very brittle, but he still had a smile on his face. He came into the catheterization lab for a pacemaker procedure, and it was standard precaution that during this procedure they would use radiation to take a video of the man's heartbeat and his veins. Well, during this precaution they found that the man had a deformation in his heart. And because of this deformation, though, they were able to fix it because they found it very early. And we also, once they were able to fix this, the man came back to JFK a couple months later, and he looked even healthier than ever, and he still had the same smile on his face. It was during that moment that I realized that if it wasn't for the discovery of radiation, the doctors wouldn't have been able to take that extra precaution and to fix that man's heart. And who knows if he would have been here today. Radiation plays a key role in our everyday lives. It allows us to diagnose and treat diseases while also being capable of causing cancer. Radiation's technological use also allows us to make a phone call that makes it able for us to destroy a city in a matter of seconds. According to Oxford's Dictionary of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, radiation is the emission of energy from a source and its transmission as a ray, particle, or wave. In layman's terms, radiation is energy shooting through solid material. Some of you may be thinking to yourselves, well, how does this affect me as an individual? Well, it affects you every day. From when you eat your food to when you make a phone call, or if our nation was to go into war. Today I'll be discussing with you the three main roles that radiation plays in our everyday lives. From food irradiation to cell phone use to the nuclear bomb. Now that I've discussed with you what I'm going to talk about, let's start with with food irradiation. Food irradiation is the process of how food is sterilized. According to Newman DE, scientists now know of 200 different foodborne illnesses caused by biological agents. The rest are caused by chemical agents, such as pieces of bones, toxins, and materials. In understanding radiation in our world today by the National Safety Council's Environmental Health Center, irradiation is capable of killing bacteria, insects, parasites, and some food spoilage. So some of you may be thinking that's really gross, I don't want radiation in my food, but it still remains one of the most controversial uses of radiation in our world today. The National Safety Council's Environmental Health Center also states that high doses of radiation does not make our food radioactive. So even though we may be thinking that's very dangerous, it isn't. It's not like we're eating cancer, so we really shouldn't be too cautious by it. The Federal Drug Administration and the World Health Organization also approves of food irradiation in our everyday lives as well. So they allow restaurants and just meat processing industries also use them. Here I have a picture of the simple, right here is just a simple equation of how food irradiation is. They use gamma rays, which is another type of radiation, to go through a food, which here we have a strawberry. And over here you see, to the right, that you see the bacteria dying. And that's what food irradiation is. It kills the insects, it kills the parasites, and some spoilage in food. Over here you see the food irradiation, how it says ensuring your food safety. Well, that's the label that they use in food packaging as well. So if you go to the grocery store and you see this label on your food, it's because they use food irradiation to sterilize it. Moving on to my second point, being cell phones. Radiation is constantly used in cell phones and a lot of our technology. According to the National Cancer Institute, they state that cell phones emit radio frequency energy, which is a type of electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation can be categorized into two divisions. Ionized being the kind that is a cancerous, and non-ionized, which shows that there's no consistent evidence of being cancerous. Non-ionized radiation is the kind that they use in your cell phones, in your laptops, and in technology. They also use it for food irradiation, which is why it is not radioactive. And NCI explained a Denmark study of connecting 420,000 cell phone subscribers with types of brain cancers to the Danish Cancer Registry. Once the study was completed, they found no connection between cell phone users with brain cancers and with cell phone use itself, even with cell phone subscribers for 10 or more years. What that's basically saying is that when they connected all these patients from the Danish Cancer Registry with brain cancers, they found no link between the cancer itself and the use of cell phones. And here, just a simple picture of the radiation hitting the brains, and both of them hitting a certain area, but keep in mind that it's non-ionized radiation. So it's not exposing the brain to any cancer, and the radiation that they're using is very controlled. Moving on to my third point, being the nuclear bomb. The number of bombs that the U.S. has built since 1945 to the present are 4,680. The U.S. military now operates 15,654 square miles of nuclear bases and facilities. Library.thinkquest.org also states that when the U.S. first used the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there was an estimated about 100,000 deaths. The practice bomb was also only tested just a month before it. So when they had already detonated it on a whole city, or two cities actually, they had only practiced it once, and it was just a month before that, and it was in New Mexico in 1945 called the Trinity Test. The Trinity Test equivalence of the Trinity Test was 20,000 tons of TNT, and the fallout from New Mexico also reached New York. The Nuclear Weapon Archive says that these weapons cause immediate and delayed effects. The immediate effects being the blast itself and the thermal radiation, which can destruct your body into ashes in a matter of seconds if you're within a certain radius. Usually the radius is 800 miles to 600 miles. The delayed effects would be the radioactive fallout. The radioactive fallout and the environmental effects that still linger throughout the centuries, causing future mutations in our reproductive system. So even if you're living in a city where a bomb was detonated a century ago, your reproductive system can still be damaged, and it could also cause mutations to your kids, or your kids' kids, like your future generations. Here I have a picture of the Manhattan Project, the scientists. These are the guys that created the nuclear bomb. And now that we have discussed my 3 main points, we can conclude how radiation does play a key role in our everyday lives, not just in medicine, but in technological uses. First, we discussed food irradiation, which is the process of how food is sterilized and how the food that we are not eating is not radioactive, even though we use radiation to clean it out from any insects or any bad agents. And then we discussed the cell phone use and how it is not cancerous either because it uses non-ionized radiation. And lastly is the nuclear bomb and how dangerous it is in immediately and delayed after centuries. Thank you.